often try to enter the work using the frame person, role, and system. Person, role, and system. And I use that frame because if you want to engage, you got to start thinking about why would someone want to connect with your energy? Why would someone want to relate to you? And so I start by really trying to understand who I am and how do I want to show up. And so I often say that I show up angry all the time. I'm angry because in America, opportunity is still too random. I get a chance to be here with you and being successful, and my sisters did not. Almost 1 in 3 Americans live at 200% of poverty in America. 100 million folks plus. Someone should be angry about that, right? Someone should be angry about it. The question is, can I use that anger in a healthy way? I show up with contempt for systems, contempt for collaboration, because often collaboration to me doesn't work. I show up in that way, and I show up with an urgency to get work done now. And I show up with an urgency to get work done at scale, commensurate with the scale of the problem. So I'm often walking into a room that way. But I'm also walking into the room very clear about what's my population. I'm walking into the room thinking about what's my population, because I think, well, for me, that's how I get anchored in the work. I know who I'm here to serve. I know who I'm here to speak on behalf of. I'm here to speak on behalf of the 100 million in America living at 200% of poverty. So when I walk in a room, I'm not representing foundation interests. I'm not representing corporate interests. I'm not trying to just maintain PolicyLink for the sake of maintaining PolicyLink. I'm representing those folks who aren't in the room. And sometimes we get lost because we're not really clear about who do we want to get results for. Does that make sense? When you get into a room and people want to seduce you with job opportunities, or when you start collaborating and people reduce everything down to the most basic mediocre thing that the whole collaborative could agree to, people choose to be quiet and just do that because reality was they didn't know why the hell they were in the room in the first place. It wasn't anchored in this. And I'm sure you've seen collaboratives start off with these noble, high and mighty goals and then devolve straight to the mean, right? The most mediocre thing possible. I'm going to try to push through that because that's how I'm showing up in the work. So I want you to think about what is your person? When you walk over the threshold and come into a place to do some work, how does your person show up? My person, you're hearing me give you some clear signals. My person is showing up wanting to get results. My person shows up caring about this population. And my person is showing up caring about doing tough work at scale. So if you don't want that person, just don't bring me to your meetings, right? But it's very clear what I care about. I know why I'm in that room. So I'm not going to be happy doing charity work. Does that make sense? Charity work is very important, but that's not what I want to do. This is also a good anger management technique. Because I don't get in situations that I could have kept myself out of. If people want to do charity work, that's fine. That's just not the meeting for me. If folks don't want to collaborate in big ways, fine. That's just not for me. So it's important to know who you are because that's how you can stay in relationship with people. It's no sense in going to a meeting about charity and beating up the folks in that room who are doing good work in that domain simply because I'm out of alignment. Does that make sense? So I want you to think about your person. How do you show up to do the work? Do you know why you're showing up? Do you know what you care about? Do you know what you want to do in the world?